Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Our next guest is a passionate Latina entrepreneur, social media strategist, and the creative force behind Let's Do Media, on a mission to help Latina-owned brands shine online. She's masterfully blends strategy with storytelling. Oh, can't wait to hear this. To create authentic, impactful digital identities. And that is a must for each and every one of you. From conquering imposter syndrome to building a thriving business, she knows the power of showing up and owning your space. Get ready for an inspiring conversation on branding, confidence, and your purpose with Karen Dayana. Thank you, Karen. Oh my God.
Thank you. Oh my God, that was amazing. I was like, is that me? That was so beautiful. Thank you so
You're
much for having me
amazing.
here, Angel.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. So I have a few questions. Okay.
Yeah.
So, number one, what happened in your life to get you to become the entrepreneur? How did you start off and how did that maneuver over to where you're at now?
That's a really good question. I mean, I don't think I knew exactly that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. That was just not in my head. Like, I was just following the path. I mean, I was born and raised in Puebla, Mexico. I came here in the US when I was 16. So for me, it was just, okay, I have to, go to school, get a degree, pretty much follow the same path as everyone. That's why my parents, they wanted me to, to come to the US because like to get a better, education, a better life. Um, that just it just happened. I think life just challenged me and pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it said, this is for you. Because I tried, like I did everything I was supposed to do. I went to college. After that, I started getting a job and I worked for a corporate. Same thing. Like I got into the marketing, like at beginning when I was in school. Like I just wanted to, I was so passionate about designing and everything with social media and marketing. That's where I started doing like volunteering and in school and like clubs. And I was just always involved in extracurricular activities. And I just got passionate about that. I never knew that was a path I could do something with marketing. For me, it was like, okay, maybe I just after this I just work for a corporate that they do in the marketing field. And yeah, I mean, I started working at the company, and little by little, I something in me said, you can do this on your own. Like you can just be your own boss. Like I knew people around me, and they were like, hey, like why don't you start your own business? Like why don't you do this? And I was like, what do you mean? Like I don't know. Like like in my family, no one has a business. I mean, growing up, my grandparents, they did have like a small business, like around like a little store and here and there, but not really like a business how it's considered here. So everything was so new to me. So I was like, okay, let me just give it a shot. And little by little, I was like, wow, this whole entrepreneurship, like it's amazing. It's like one of the part of me is that I love learning, and that's just evolving every single day. Like it's not the same thing every day. Like I was never passionate about like having a routine, doing the same thing every day. But for me, it's like it was so new. So I think that's what really like I got passionate more about that. I was like, you know what? Actually, I think this is where I belong. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
And how long ago did you start your business?
I started like 3 years ago, actually. Like I started first as a freelancer. So I had my 9 to 5 job. I was doing marketing for a company, and after work, I would go home, and then I would, what? Because I had that little seed, like that was on me. That was like, you can start your own business. So I was like, okay, let me just do this on my own. And after work, I would start like I created my own account. I created my social media account, my Instagram, and then I created a Facebook page. And then I was like, okay, let me start reaching out to people, see. And then I started getting my first clients. So I was
Yeah.
working my full-time job, and then I had my clients. Like I had like two at the time. So I was like doing my full-time and then a freelancer. So that's how I started little by little. And then I mean last year, that's when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this like a completely full-time. So that's when I registered my business and everything is like now it's my baby and everything. So full-time a business owner. Yeah.
Now you got it. So
Yeah.
what just starting out like that and registering everything, and what advice do you have for other women that are thinking, "Oh, I really think I can do this on my own," and they wanna step out? What advice do you give to them?
I mean, definitely ask for help. I mean, for me, I wanted to do everything for myself, and I was, sometimes like I'm an overthinking. So everything is like, I had to, for example, like I had to register my business. I didn't know what path to take, so and the information is out there. We have now social media, we have internet, we have everything in our hands. But there's also a lot of opportunities around there. There's so many nonprofits, organizations, and new programs that they help, business owners or startup that they want to start something, or even if there's people they don't know what they want to do. So there's so many resources out there. I would say like look up, go like do research, show up, because that's how I found my path. That's how I found my community as well. And just because at the beginning I didn't know, like I one time I just show up to one like a workshop. It was online, and there was like a few women in that room, and then I show up confidently. I didn't know what I was doing. I just show up, and then everyone was introducing, and I was like, okay, yeah, well, I have a business, and then I started explaining like, oh, I have social media management and content creation and everything. And there was one lady there that she messaged me privately. She's like, hey, I want to have a call with you after. Like, can we chat? I would like to mentor you. And then I was like, okay. So then after that, we hop on a call, and then she was like, hey, like I noticed that you were lost. She told me that. She's like, I noticed that you need a lot more polish, and like you have that passion. You're so like, persistent, and you're there, you want to do this. Like I see that. I see your potential, but you need like kind of like a guidance. So she's like, I would like to mentor you. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like I didn't know I needed that, you know? So yes, until this day, that was 2 years ago. Until this day, she's still my mentor, and she's been guiding me through ups and downs. She is an owner of like a marketing agency owner, and yeah, she doesn't live here. She's from Houston, Texas, and yeah, that's how I found her. And I didn't know I was lacking so many things. Like with my knowledge, I knew so many things too, but I needed so much. So for me, that was like a life changing. So if that would be one with advice that I would give is, show up, go out there. You never know who you're gonna find, but there's so many like people out there and people with resources and everything that can help you. Yeah, you're not alone.
That's great advice. And what is one key strategy that's helped you advance your career that maybe somebody said, "Oh, that's not gonna work," but you did it anyway?
Basically, I mean, I think just being persistent. I mean, I've heard so many people saying like, "Don't budge." Like, why? If they say no, it's okay. Like, oh, And I feel like that just comes with my background. Like, being Hispanic, we have that in us. A lot of people do, but like we just are so persistent. It's not like we don't like to people say no, but it's like, okay, if you say no, okay, let me find this other way. Because we want something, we just go for it. It doesn't matter where it takes us. Like there's so many challenges, obstacles around us, and so many people around too. But I feel like for me, it's been that, like just being persistent. And if I want something, I just don't let it go. And I
Mhm.
think that's one of the things. And obviously, too, I think also building a community. I never knew how much important it was to networking, how important that was. I first I was like, okay, everything for me, like my job is online, social media. So I'm gonna just be behind my computer and just being here. And I mean, I got clients like that, through social media, but they were not as impactful as showing up, going and connecting with people. And even those people that are not my ideal clients, like I've met so many people around that they just I've learned so much from them. And I was able also to share my knowledge. That's one of the things too. Like for me, it's like I just want to share what I know, just because at the time I had people that shared what they knew with me. So why not give the same thing, you know?
Yeah,
So definitely that is being
building
persistent.
relationships.
Building relationships is so important.
Yeah. And I love your no. So no to me means not yet,
Yeah.
or you haven't asked the right question. It's not them. You just haven't asked the right question, or I haven't. If it's me,
Yeah.
I haven't asked the right question to get the yes.
Exactly. And for a long time, like I always blame me at the beginning because when I had no, and I feel like a lot of people do that. Like, we go through the same path. I had a lot of conversations with amazing women. They're like, we to this day, we'll still get no's, we'll still get ghosted, we'll still get so many like disappointments, and it's like okay, so it's part of it. But yeah, like for so long, I just blame myself, and I stopped to continue looking for clients and showing up myself and even getting out of my comfort zone because I was like, okay, what's wrong with me? Why do I need to find figure it out what I did wrong? But little by little realizing therapy has helping, mental health is like focusing on mental health a lot, that it's not me or them. We're just not a match, and that's okay, and that's fine. We just have to move on. And that's a
Yeah.
learning experience that for me, like I said, it took me time to understand that and be like, you know what? It's fine. That was a learning experience. We were not meant to be, mutual collaborators, so it's fine. But
Yeah,
yeah, until this day.
I feel that the right people flow to you that that collaborate and, like, have that same connection as you.
Yeah.
So that's and it doesn't matter age really. I think it matters more internally of who connects. Who's
Yes.
that tribe that, like, goes, "Oh, wow, you fit in my world." Like,
Yeah, and it feels so amazing. Like for me, one of the things that I'm so passionate about is like, my job, it gives me that ability to to see the client's vision. Like they have an idea. They're like, hey, like I want to do this with my website, or I want to do this but I don't know how. And then that's how my brain starts working. And I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I think I have so many ideas. And then once I deliver that work, they're like, yes, this is what I was looking for. This is exactly. And that just fulfills my heart. That's the best feeling ever. Like I didn't know, because sometimes people ask me like, what drives you? Like what are you passionate about this? What is it exactly? Other than just using my creativity for so many things, it's about that. Like I feel like that's why. Like it's just that smile on those clients that just work, and even like people that they're not even my clients, they're like, hey Karen, like I don't know how to do this, like do you have any advice or any resource? Yes, here it is. Perfect. Oh my god, thank you so much. That just feels amazing, and that's better than any any paycheck.
and I also feel as a social media, strategist and,
Yeah.
working with other people and building their social media for them and helping them build their social media and getting what they have, you have to have that creative intuitiveness that you have.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean,
It's a
I
gift.
love
It's a
that. Yeah.
gift.
And you know what's funny? I was talking with my therapist too about that. They're like, okay, what do you consider being creative? And then for me, I mean, I think we live in a society where we just heard one word and you think, oh, being creative is drawing and knowing how to sing or specific things. But I was like, I don't know. I was like, that's a really good question. And then I made me think. I'm like, am I really creative? Because I don't know how to draw specifically. But she was like, okay, but tell me, what is creativity for you? So it made me think. I was like, give me 1 second. I have to actually think about it because no one really asked you that. And then I realized, oh my God, it's so much than that. Like, even with my husband, he was like, I'm not creative as you, he would tell me. But I was like, no, there's so many different types of creativity. And
Ye
then we just don't, we're a combination of different ones. And then it made me realize that, yes, like I'm a creative in my own way. I've met people that do the same work as me, and we connect ideas, and it's like boom, it's a big thing because we share that that creativity, that the ideas that we have. So it's just amazing. Yeah.
I like the boom. So, you talk about family, all right? So, can you tell me how you balance the demands of family with owning your own business? And that's hard for everybody. I
Yeah.
mean, What is balance really? Does it exist? Does it not exist? What really is it? What is it to you, and how do you maneuver through it?
Yeah, I mean, it like I said, it has taken me a few like time for me to, balance that off because growing up, it's been parents working, working, working all the time. And then
Mhm.
not really the term mental health was never in my family.
Mm.
So until this day, I have to, teach my parents or tell my mom, hey mom, like why don't you go to therapy? Like, it doesn't mean you're crazy, like, but hey, go. Like it's really important for me. Has been that like just focusing on my mental health a lot and then making like priority lists. Like I have so many lists for me. Like I have a to-do list for like home and I have to-do list for work and just different things. Like making a priority, like what's more important for me. I focus more on quality over quantity because I begin showing up all the time and then I can be like on social media all the time and posting and doing this and that. But at the end of the day, am I being authentic? Or I'm just doing it just for the sake of it? So
Mhm.
for me, it's like I'd rather just show up, even for events. Like if I'm not feeling well, if I'm something going on with my family or something, it's like, okay, I have to balance that out. See what's more important for me because I want to show and be present. Like I can be there, but then my mind it can be somewhere else. Or I can just forcing myself and that's just not gonna take me anywhere.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I mean, yeah, let's just take us for a minute. So, we had an appointment scheduled. My mom had surgery. I had to postpone that. Your puppy dog, oh my God,
yes,
had to have surgery. And we had to maneuver around that. So,
yeah,
I mean, those are important things to us.
very, very
So,
important.
yeah, you might have like one thing going on, but sometimes you have to do a little.
Yeah,
You
a
gotta be
little
willing
move
to.
around. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we had to reschedule this because my dog, yeah, like she actually had her surgery yesterday. And then I was like, okay, I had a meeting yesterday and I was like, I'm so sorry. I have to reschedule just because, this is important and it's my dog and just like that and then things like that. I mean, I know a
Yeah,
lot of women that like they have their kids and yeah, they want to be 100, like when we have a business, it's like we don't stop. We work on weekends too, and
we
that's how it
do.
is. But
Yeah.
just like we give all of our energy to a business, to our work, to everything, we also have to balance, what's our family time.
Mhm.
Time is so important and we're not gonna get it back. So that's one of the things for me is like balancing on stuff and yeah, just basically what's more important at the moment. But
Mhm.
yeah, mental health,
That's
definitely one of the things too.
that's what I was gonna say. I think you're very much into self-care too, and
Yeah.
making sure that you handle that as well. So, but having that ebb and flow of movement, because you just never know what comes up, especially
Yeah.
when it comes with family, guys. Um, my husband and I are dealing with 80 something and 90 something year old parents. And so that my husband texted me a few minutes ago. He goes, "Oh God, you were right. I mean, I'm not coming home again tonight." So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's
Feel that.
okay.
And it's
It's
okay, yeah.
yeah. So again, it's that ebb and flow movement that you've been talking about. Yeah, have a plan, but make sure there's the
But
importance is there.
yeah, and room for because everything can change, like just like family, moments that you don't expect them. Just like work things, like, some things can come up and you have to be able to, move things around to be available for a meeting or to be available for something. So it's just about a balance of everything.
So knowing what you've learned so far in business, what advice would you go back and give your 18-year-old self?
I will definitely say to trust the process.
Mm.
Yeah, because I think I was so strict with myself at the time, just trying to be belong to people. Because I came here when I was 16, came to the US, and after that, I was just following everyone because it's okay. I have to go to school, and then I have to go to college, and after that, that means I gotta get opportunities for work and this and that. Just doing what I was supposed to do, and then when things weren't going the way I expected, I would just be so hard on myself. Like, what did I do wrong? And why is this happening to me? So many obstacles, so many challenges around. And then just seeing around, like having not the same opportunity sometimes that other my, classmates or friends. And I'll be like, why not? Like, why? What's going on? Like, I always question my life so many times of like, why is this happening to me? And I think at the end of the day, now it makes a lot of sense. And I feel like going through that path and then realizing what I'm right now, it has helped me to know that whatever comes next, I'm just going to trust the process. I'm a religious person, so I believe in God. And during that time, I was always like, okay, trust the process. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I actually have a tattoo that says, holding God's hand. It's in Spanish, de la mano de Dios. And when it comes to that, to trust the process, trust God's timing, it's perfect. And then you'll be great. Like, it's fine, take it slow, enjoy your times, because you're not going to go back to the ass times for sure.
It might not be the right time. I mean, that happens all the time. And I mean, I've actually had the name Female Entrepreneurs Magazine for over 10 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Hello.
Yeah.
All right. Can you share any future plans that you have for you personally or your business?
Definitely continue growing, continue getting out of my comfort zone. One of the things, I mean, I've done, for example, this year was like, I wanted to be a vendor, like one of at a business expo. That was my first time doing that. And then it was so scary. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm like, I'm just going to do it. So obviously those things, that's what drives me a lot. Just getting in my comfort zone, doing new things, challenging myself. But definitely, just like I mentioned earlier, um, continue sharing my knowledge and what I know, my journey, all the stuff, and mentoring all the people. Because just the way I was able to find mentors that have guided me, that's one of the things I'm passionate about, like too, like giving back to my community. I'm so involved in my community here and continue doing that just because I want to always to share that, like, continue. So I'm part of another group, and the students actually, and then they're like barely in college, and they don't even know they want to do for the rest of their lives, or maybe just a little time, but for me it's like sharing my journey, my advice and tips and everything for them to find a path, just because when I was in school I didn't get that. So for me it's like, yes, continue mentoring people and helping them around, and supporting my community.
Yeah, I have a person to connect you with for your
Yeah,
girls, for the community. Yeah, you're gonna fall in love with her.
I
All
love
right.
it. Yeah.
Her name's Leah Leverage. I'll give it to you later. I'll give you her
Oh,
info. We'll
for
talk
sure.
about it.
Yeah, I love that.
So, if you had a superpower for just 24 hours, one day, only one day, you get to have it, what would it be?
A superpower, maybe teleporting. I don't know. I would like to
Ooh.
see what's happening on the other side of the world or something. That'd be great for content creation and stuff. Sometimes we run out of time. Sometimes it's like, oh, I have to be driving here and there and there. So that'd be amazing just to
That
teleport.
would be cool.
I'll see the future too. Maybe seeing the future, see what's coming up next. What's the
Ooh,
new social media strategies trending coming up too?
it'd be so much fun.
Yeah,
And then come back and then you do it.
yeah. I'll be like, hey, guess what? And then I made the first one.
I
Yeah.
like that. All right. What's one fun fact about you that not a lot of people know about?
One fun fact about me, I think, I I know 3 languages. So I know Spanish, English, and French. I lived in Canada when I was 11, so I lived there for 3 years. So I was able to learn French, and yeah. Then I went
Oh,
back
that
to
would be
Mexico.
cool.
Yeah, not a lot of
That
people
would
know that.
be
I don't practice it though, but yeah,
but you can
just
do it. All right.
yeah, it's still there.
All right. Favorite book?
Favorite book. I feel like a lot of people say this maybe because a lot of people will, relate to this. But I think The Alchemist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
not a
just
lot of
talks
people say
about,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
but
It
that's a
takes a lot
really good
about.
book.
It's really really good. I've listened to it. I've read it 2 times, and it's just amazing because it really, I feel like I can resonate a lot with it. But it's just like trusting the process because you never know what's gonna happen, you know? So I
Mhm.
think that's just an amazing book. Yeah.
All right. What about favorite song? Get you moving and grooving or calm you down, whatever way you want to go.
I don't know if I have a favorite song. I have listened to a lot of music, Hispanic music, but I think like it's funny because lately I've been into focus music, and
That works.
it just helps me so much because it helps me focus at work and doing those things. And even sometimes I put the focus music to shower just because I need to relax because my brain is working all the time. It's just like boom, boom, boom. And it's like, oh, this can be a good content idea. I was like, oh my God, I have an idea for this client. When I was like, oh, should I do this? And it's always like that. So that type of music, I listen to Spotify, I just put focus music, literally that. And it's just like so calming music that just helps me just calm down and not
So
think about so much.
So I'm gonna tell you a little story about me.
Okay.
My mom actually, she got pregnant right after she had me. She wasn't supposed to,
Mhm.
but she did. And what happened was, um, she had a child that didn't want to sleep,
Mm.
and she had a newborn too. Like what, 15 months apart? We're 15 months apart,
Oh
basically,
god.
and or less than that. And she maybe 13. Yeah, something like that. Well, anyway, so she's like, um, "How do I get this kid to sleep?" And he's like, "You're not. She's gotta see what's going on." Her mind's always wondering and wanting to know what's going on. So I find that so much with entrepreneurs because our brain doesn't stop. That's what he said. Her
Yeah.
brain's not stopping. She has to see what's all going on in the world around her.
Mm.
And so, uh, so you were probably the same way as a child.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
time, I'm, like, doing something all the time.
Yeah. I find most entrepreneurs, that's what happens to them as they grow up, and that's a sign. So if somebody's listening and they have a child like that, just know you're creating an entrepreneur.
Yeah. It's actually really interesting to know. Now I'm gonna have kids, I'm be like, "You're gonna be an entrepreneur because 'cause you're not
Yeah.
stopping." Yeah, for me too, like, when I grew up, like, my parents just tell me that I was always involved in, like, school activities, like, extracurricular and, like, just dance and, like, just different things. Like, she was
Mhm.
always, like, doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That
don't know
was
why,
me.
now I know why.
Yeah, you were destined to be the
Yeah.
entrepreneur. Yeah. All right. A favorite quote? Do you have a favorite quote or one you love?
Mm. I think just that, trust the process. I think
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
all of
You
that,
have it
yeah.
on? Yeah.
Yeah, trust the process, I'll be that's a good
I love
question.
it.
Yeah.
I'll have to make sure we put it in Spanish and English when we do it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. How do you stay motivated?
I try to ground myself a lot of why I started and just looking back of, you know, what I've been through. I think that's what motivates me a lot, obviously, to my family. Always looking back at my family and seeing them smile, being able to, share what I know and help them around too. Because being an entrepreneur is just not just what I know of what I do, but it's learning from another entrepreneurs too. Like, oh, what taxes and how to do this and that. I'm like, okay, I need to know this because my parents don't know this, and I don't know that either. So just like that, and then just yeah, just sharing that just motivates me a lot. Just seeing my parents and then my family just continue learning each other and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. And what's the best way for our audience to stay connected with you?
Through social media, I'll say. Yeah, that's a way of just connecting with me. And then um yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. And what's the best way? Instagram, LinkedIn, and what is your handle?
Yeah, so it would be through Instagram at let's do media underscore. And then through email will be let's do media that studio at gmail.com.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience today?
Well, I'm super excited. I mean, it was amazing, amazing experience. Like I said, first time doing this, so hope it did good.
You did
But it
great.
was such a blast being here. Those questions like it really made me think about, sometimes that we just go. It's just, we go for the day, like go, go, go. It's a go, go all the time. And then sometimes we don't stop and look. I'm like, hey, like, how do I start it? What motivates me? Like, what is this? Like, so it definitely has like a good moment for me to, think about it. I was like, okay, that's really amazing how everything has shaped the way it has shaped. And then why I'm doing what I'm doing, what I love what I'm doing, where I'm going, and just that. So it's been amazing. I would love to, continue connecting. And if there's people that listen to this, obviously follow me. You have any questions too, you can reach out to me. If anything, maybe especially like question or something, or just about what I know, I'm willing to, share my knowledge, my resources, and everything. I'm here to help. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, let's do media with Miss Karen Dayana. Thank you for being here. You're
Thank
amazing.
you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then, yeah, like I said, we'll stay connected. And yeah,
All right. Thank you.
thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.